Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bold and Raw Talks with me, Benjamin, together with my guest, Lydia Tett Olet, wherever you are. We welcome you again here for the next 1 hour or so for this edition, which we started recently about parenting. As you can see, the topic on the screen is what are the most common challenges of raising teenagers. Yes, we talk about raising children because Lydia, my guest, is a mother who has been raising children, and she has a lot of experience being a parent and also raising the current generation of teenagers. So wherever you are, if you're watching this show for the first time, I want to encourage you to like and follow this Facebook page, and also check Lydia's Facebook social handles, which she will be talking about later on during the show. And also on YouTube, if you watch this show, maybe you miss it from the beginning, you can always watch a repeat on YouTube or here on Facebook. So please help me to share the video, tag a friend, tag a fellow parent. If you're a parent, you're a proud mom or dad, this show is specifically for you. Come and listen. If you're raising children, no matter how young or old they are, they will become teenagers. And especially if you have teenagers right now, we need you to share your experiences on the comments, how difficult or how easy it is for you raising these amazing, beautiful children. So help me to share the video. If you are a spouse or a partner, you can tag him or her. It's very important to listen from other people's ideas and what is working for them and what is not working for them. And then that way, remember, a child or children, sometimes they are raised by so many people, including even people you never thought. They will give you ideas on how to raise them. So please continue sharing the video, as the leader is also sharing the video and tagging her friends. Before we start, let me know where you're watching us from and how is your week. We apologize that the show has taken a break because Lydia was not around. This show here today is our topic number 8. So we do these shows every Monday around this time. And so this is our topic number 8. That means for the last 2 months, we have already done 7 topics. So it is always every Monday. And if you're a parent and you want to watch and listen and learn something as a parent, tune in every Monday. Today we are doing it on Tuesday because yesterday on Monday, April the 25th, I wasn't able to do the show. And next week we will resume doing it every single Monday. So our next show will be again next Monday, and with my guest Lydia here. All right, Lydia, are you ready?
Yes, always ready.
Always ready. Wow, I like that. Welcome back to our show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for finding time to join me and the viewers today again.
Thank you.
Wow. How have you been?
I'm good. And you?
I've been great. I thank God for the gift of life and health.
Amen.
And also the energy to do these shows. So I'm very good, and I'm happy to see you again and to join you again. All right. So please say hello to the viewers. They missed you. Some of them, they were looking for you and they were asking me, where is Lydia? Are you going to continue the parenting shows? Alienda happy. What happened? So please talk to them and say hello to them.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. We are so sorry that we had to take a little break. It's because nilienda motherland. I went to our country, Kenya, kupata sunshine, vitamin D, So tumerudi, tutaendelea na program. And thank you so much for taking your time. It's important that for us to say thank you for you guys taking your time to come here today. So
just a moment, Lydia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. Let me know if the viewers can hear you. I lost you for a minute. Can you hear Lydia, please? Check the sound. Yes, they can't hear you.
Oh.
Let me bring you back. I will remove you after I bring you back.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. Technical error there. Technical error. Let me hope she will come back, and then I don't know. I messed up with the sound system. And me, can you hear me, guys? Apologize for that. What happened with the audio? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Brenda. I can hear you. Thank you so much. I can hear her. Lucas. Okay, she's coming back. Let's give her a few seconds. Continue sharing the video and tell us on the comments what is your biggest challenge of raising your teenager at the moment. Put it there in capital letters on the comment section. Hello, Lydia?
Yes, can you hear me now? Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear you. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Hello?
why? But ulikuwa unanisikia
People
before.
can hear me, but for me, I can't hear you. What am I going to do? Let me restart from here. Don't go away, Lydia.
Okay.
Hello? Hello, Lydia?
I can hear you, Benjamin.
Now I can hear you.
Oh, God.
Thank God.
Okay. Whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
All right. Let me confirm one more time. It's not so
Okay.
good to confirm from the viewers. Can you hear me? It's so embarrassing sometimes. But now let me confirm for the last time. Somebody type there in capital letters. I can hear you both. In capital letters, not in small letters, so I can be sure.
Yeah, someone say I can hear both of you.
That's Irene, yes. Chikula
Yeah.
Mayembe, yes, I can hear you, both of you. Let me see. Can you hear both of us?
And someone say tuwasikia.
Tuwasikia.
Tuwasikia nyinyi nyote bombonko.
Samson Matagaro, thank you so much. Loud and clear. Let me see. All right, Vena has confirmed. That sounds good. So, Lydia, please again reintroduce yourself and say hello to the viewers. Yes.
All right. I'll just say thank you so much, everybody, for taking your time to come today for this parenting session 8, which is very important. Well, my name is Lydia Tett Olet, and I'm from Kenya as usual, but I reside in the UK. We've been doing this program this is the 8th one, but I'm so sorry that we took a break because I had to go to Kenya, motherland. You know, if you're living in diaspora, you need to go to motherland to get your sanity back. So I went for some few weeks. I'm back here now. So we are here to discuss together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lydia. All right. So welcome back again. Please make sure that you as a viewer who is watching us to tune in every Monday and continue sharing the video. This parenting talk is not just for you with your children. It's for you with your uncles, with your sisters, with your brothers. I believe if you have a parent, if you're a parent, you also have parents in your family. So it's better to share this kind of a video on a WhatsApp group. You have no idea. And where we come from, if God forbid you pass on or you pass away, most likely some people in your family will take care of your children. And we are not praying or wishing for that. So, but the message and what we are learning here on how to raise and take care of our teenagers can be very helpful to your siblings, your brothers and sisters, and even your own best friends. So that's why we encourage you to continue sharing as much as you can on Facebook groups, on your timelines, and even copying the link and putting it on WhatsApp groups so that together we can learn and inspire each other. As you heard Lydia said, this is our 8th edition. 8th. So we have done this. We have done about 8 topics so far. And today we will focus on, we will just do a summary of the first 3 topics which we did a few weeks ago. And then next week we will also do another summary of topic number 4, 5, 6. And then we will continue now every Monday with the different topics. And if you are here with us since we began this show, the topic number 1 was about who is responsible for raising our children.
Yeah.
And Lydia, that question there, let me even ask the viewers, who is responsible of raising your child? Is it this Monday talk shows, Benjamin and Lydia? Are we responsible? Are they teachers? Are they the church leaders or mosque leaders? Is it you as a parent? Or is it you and the society? Is it social media? Is it role models? Who is responsible of raising your children? And so Lydia, quickly remind the viewers what we really focused on that time when we did the first show.
Well, we did say that the person who is responsible for your children is yourself. Because what happens is we like shifting blames to the other party. We always do that. It's a human being thing. We like shifting blames. Nobody wants to take blames or responsibility. So if anything happens to your child, we're forever blaming either the church or the mosque, the community, the other parent, the society, the government. We're blaming everybody. But the responsibility of looking after your child is yourself. Do not rely on the other partner. Do not rely on the auntie or the uncle. It's yourself. And that's where we also spoke about the roots. Why do you want to have this child? Because if your motives of having the child is the wrong motive, then you won't even have time to look after your own child. Because you had a child because somebody else has had a child. You had a child because, you think, I'm getting old. You had a child for so many wrong reasons. So you're not going to look after this child. So we also spoke about having a company. If you have a company and you're the CEO of this company, you make sure that this company thrives. You make sure that every staff in this company follows the rules and regulation of the company because you want it to thrive. So why is it that you can have your child and leave your child for someone else to look after your child, but your company, you treat your company as your baby, you want it to thrive, but not your own child. So your child is your own responsibility as a mom, or your own responsibility as a dad. Don't look, because the thing is, when you leave it to the other partner, and then let's say, God forbid, there's divorce, what happens then? Because you are so used to, it was the dad who was doing this, or it was the mom who was doing this. Now one party is not there, or the party has passed on. Now one party is not there. You start struggling because you didn't know how dad or mom was dealing with this situation. So you start struggling. So it's your responsibility as a parent to look after that child.
Wow, beautiful. And as a reminder, as you said again, you are a mother who has been raising 3 beautiful angels.
Yes.
So once
I always say I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a professional person, somebody will come and say, Lydia, help. No, I'm just a mother who is so passionate, and I have 3 angels that I've brought up, and I can say my children are very well disciplined, and I thank God for that. And Benjamin, I always say that you have to be very careful what you pray for. And I prayed, and then you also have to appreciate when God denies you what you pray for. Because I prayed for God to give me children, but God denied me children because he knew I cannot cope with children. So people always look at my girls and say, those are your children. No, they're not my children because God denied me children. But God gave me angels instead because he knew I can't deal with children. So he gave me angels. So I have my 3 beautiful angels who, by the grace and the help of God, of course, I've raised them up to be young, beautiful, powerful women of substance and tenacity in the community as a single mother. And I have to put that out there.
Big up to you. Big up so much to you. So the ladies who are watching you here, you have done it. You continue still raising them because 2 of them, they are still teenagers.
Yeah. It never stops.
It never stops, even if after teenage life. I was listening to a radio talk show today morning.
Yes.
They were saying one of the famous basketball player, Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know if you know him. He's
I've heard of him.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. He's a father of 6 children, 3 daughters and 3 sons. And he said that for him, once his children reach 18. The daughters can stay with him as long as they want. But the sons must walk away and leave and go and start life after 18. It's not a guarantee. They will continue staying with him in his big house with his wealth, but so long as they behave, they are disciplined, and they do not show so much like, what was it? Is it ego? Yani ile kiburi. Yani hapa ni kwetu,
Yes.
So these are some of the things that we will be talking about in this show. And they were asking the listeners if you have children, a son and a daughter, and they are over 18, would you allow your son to go away and start life or make him to stay? That's another topic for another day.
Yes.
And as you're listening and watching to us, please think about it. And you can imagine that that celebrity wants to continue being responsible to his daughters. But the sons, if they misbehave, they have to go away. Lydia, I know you have 3 daughters. When you hear such a parent saying like that, what do you think about a parent who has sons?
I don't think that's fair, because I think and that is now giving the girl child that you're not responsible enough or you're vulnerable. So stay with me. Boy child is vulnerable as well. And that's the mistake we make, is when the boys are growing up, we say, you're not supposed to cry, don't cry. You're not supposed to do this. If you fall down, don't cry, get up, you're a man. Those are wrong mindset that we are building in our children. And that's why you see there's so much even domestic violence, because we train these boys to be a certain way, and then we train the girls to be a certain way. Why would you say that when my boy is 18, he should go and my girl stays behind? I don't feel like that is fair, really.
It's not really fair.
No.
But he gave the condition. He said with the boys, if they misbehave, they will go. But I don't know what if the daughters begin misbehaving?
So that again is also giving a window for a girl to misbehave, knowing that even if I misbehave, my dad will still accept me in his house. That is wrong.
Okay.
Personally, I don't feel that's right, but that's my own opinion.
Everyone has their opinion about concerning that situation. Then the second topic which you talked about was a few weeks ago, is discipline.
Yes.
How best can you discipline your teenager? Discipline. Please remind the viewers again, disciplining a teenager these days is really complicated. They know their rights. They know what they want. They know what they don't want. And some of them will keep quiet. And once they are quiet, it's a wrap. You can't continue talking to them. But in your experience and what we talked about, please remind the viewers how best can a parent discipline children.
Yeah, and also when it comes to things like discipline, or even just raising up children, what might work for me might not work for the other person. And that's why I don't believe that there's a book or there's a rule book, because there's no rule book on how to bring up children, but there's the guidelines that you can follow, and those guidelines can actually help you. And that's what happened to me. I followed some guidelines, and those guidelines really, really helped me with bringing up my children. So, and when it comes to discipline is something that when you did not instill it in your children from young, is always so difficult to now break the circle and start at the age of 13, especially 13, at the age of 13 or 14, to start putting something that they never saw you do. It's kind of hard, and that's why we're saying it's important to start training your children and disciplining your children from day one. Because we say these children are smart. When they are born, I always give this as an example. When you carry them, they stop crying. When you put them down, they start crying. They play with your mind. They know that, oh, I can actually cry and mommy will carry me. Why are you crying? You're crying for nothing. Your nappy is not wet. You're full. I just fed you. Why are you crying? Because they know that that's the only thing that can get your attention is through crying. And that's why sometimes when you see people who deal with children, they say, let them cry. You won't kill them. Let them cry and get used to the fact that even if I cry, I do not get it my way.
The same with a teenager, yeah. It's the same concept with a teenager. A teenager will play with a parent's mind.
Yes, and they'll play with your mind, and if you don't give it to them, they'll start throwing tantrums. Oh, I'll do this. No, let them go and do it. They won't do it.
What if they threaten you, I'm going to kill myself?
Well, give them the rope. If they are upset, just tell you really give them the rope. Yes, because that is seeking for attention, but in the wrong direction. If a child comes and talks to you and say, oh, mommy or daddy, this is how I feel, they're talking to you. But know that when you're trying to tell them something to discipline them, they give you that as, okay, if you talk to me like that, I'll go. So that means that every time you're talking to them, you'll be scared as a parent, because you say, oh my God, I don't want to say this to my child. What if they go and kill themselves? They're being manipulative. They're gaslighting you. Some children can gaslight their parents, Parents gaslight children, but children are also really horrible in doing that. They can gaslight their parents, manipulate them. They're little Jezebels. So if you allow your children to manipulate you, the first time they do it, you allow it. That's it.
Any parent who's watching here, they should not say, oh, this is my son, especially if you have one child or one daughter. You shouldn't be like, I don't want to offend her feelings. I don't want to make him annoyed.
Yes.
Such a parent who is seeing a child like a precious gold, like a jewel. This is my prince. This is my princess. What would you tell them?
You are bringing up a monster. I always say, like I told one person who was very close to me, I said, God gave you a very handsome, beautiful, hardworking boy, but you're turning this boy into a monster. They didn't listen to me. They're like, no, don't talk about my son like that. Now I'm telling you, Benjamin, now, this person will even call me and say, oh, be careful about this boy. And I said, what was I telling you? I told you you're bringing up a monster, but you didn't want to hear it. Now you're even scared of the same monster that you created. So you have to deal with that monster, because now the boy is so old. He's older now, not old, but he's older now. Around
How old is the son?
The boy is almost going to 40 now. He's around 39. And this woman, she sends this boy 50K because she lives abroad. She sends this boy 50K every month.
He is 40 years, but the mother is still feeding and doing everything.
And this boy has children all over the globe because he knows that mom will feed me. So the day the mom now said, I don't have money because she lost her job. So she said, oh my God, the boy even went on Facebook, abused his own mom, abused and called her names. And now the mom is like, how can you do this to me? I've done all these things to you. I did all this. I say, you see, you created a monster. From day one, you could have told him, get out and go and work. Or even if you can't work, stop making women pregnant. If you can make women pregnant, you can look after yourself. So women who think that, oh, I don't want to say this to my son, you are creating a monster that will destroy you someday.
I like that. That's really deep. If you're a parent and you're listening to this, I happen to have one of my family members who works in the prison, and sometimes when I talk with him, he says the people who are in prison there, and you mentioned it before, our race, it's most likely for them to be arrested and to be jailed. And when I was talking with him, the last time I was together with him, he said most of those criminals who are in the jail, when he talks with them, sometimes he talks with them, they regret why they are in jail. And they say, wow, I wish I listened to my parent. And sometimes they even wish the parent was strong enough to discipline them. And when you mention a monster, if you're listening to us, this monster that Lydia is talking about, if your child cannot behave and follow the laws of the society, the only best thing they will do to him is to take him to jail.
Yeah.
That's where he's supposed to stay. Yeah. But we don't want your son or your daughter to get there. Yeah. This is an opportunity every Monday to learn on how to really instill this discipline to your son and to your daughter before they break the law once they are over 18, and they will be arrested. They will be jailed. Jail is I think jail is the worst place to stay in.
Yeah. Because
you can't even watch these shows.
No.
There's no internet. Can you imagine no internet permanently?
It actually plays up with your mindset. Jail is a very bad place because you're around four corners. You cannot even do anything. And also we have people being beaten in jail. We have people being raped in jail. We have a lot of things that are happening in jail. And when children go there, when they come out, normally most of them come out different. Their behavior is worse than when they went in because of the things that have happened to them in there. And if your child is blaming you for them going in there, then you're in for it. So make sure that you've done everything possible under the sun that you can do as a parent. We still have parents who, of course, we have parents who have done everything under the sun, but the child decides to follow the crowd because they always say that the voice outside is stronger than the voice inside. So if they decide to follow the voice outside and do whatever they want to do and end up in jail or in prison, you know for yourself, everybody knows for themselves, even God knows that you did the best you can. And that at least you can say, you know what, I did my best. But spoiling your child because you're thinking, oh, I don't want to hurt their feeling. Hurt their feeling. You better hurt their feeling now than hurt their feeling later. Because later you'll be hurting their feeling when they're behind bars. Hurt their feelings now that they're with you in the house. And as you keep on doing that, they'll get used to it. They'll say, mommy is always like that. Dad is like that. I can't get away with this.
Wow. Powerful. I see somebody saying, Lioness, Mama Africa Lioness saying that jails abroad have internet. How did she know? There is no Facebook there. They will not tell you, oh, Benjamin and Lydia are live on Monday talking about parenting. This is your iPhone 13. We really care for you and we know you liked internet. So please watch them for 1 hour. Who is going to do that in the jail? My family member tells me the life there and the way they treat them like animals. Honestly speaking,
they do.
A jail is one of the worst places to find yourself in. They totally treat them as animals and they're human beings and they don't care. And they have zero feelings when the way they talk to them and the way they command them they have zero feelings. But not focus about the jail.
And
So,
no, it's not even about jail,
yeah.
Benjamin. What about your child stabbing another child? What about your child killing another child? How will you as a parent live with that? Or what about your child being killed by somebody's child because that child was not disciplined enough by their parent? How would you feel? So it's not just even about jail. It's the mistakes that you cannot come back to. There are mistakes you cannot come back to.
Wow. So the question is, how best can you discipline your children? Watch that show on my YouTube channel and also here on Facebook. We did that a few weeks ago. So we talked about it into details and how best you can discipline them with their phones, with social media and everything, just to make that they can listen to you and they can be corrected, and also for them to understand that it's the mistake. You are just correcting their mistakes for them to make better decisions. You're not punishing them. You're just correcting their mistakes. And then the third topic which you talked about, Lydia, was the challenges of a single parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, briefly address or give a summary of the people who are watching here and the viewers who are actually raising children on their own.
Well, being a single parent is one of, I would say it's challenging. I wouldn't say it's hard. I would say it's challenging. It's hard because of the way you see it or the way you take it. But it's very, very challenging because sometimes if you have one child, it's even a little bit better. It's still challenging, but it's a little bit better. But if you have more than one child, this child needs you, this child needs you, you don't know how to divide yourself. If you go maybe to this child will think, oh, you're favoring this one more and you don't love me more. And it's really hard, but it's really challenging. But as a parent, you have to know how to divide yourself between these children. We have the society or the community or society who are condemning you already as a single parent. They are calling you names already as a single parent. You see children doing bad things outside. Do you know how many times one day I even had argument with this person? I felt like I can enter my phone because in the UK we do have, like I said, there's 80% of people in prison are black children. 80% black children. So there's a lot of black children stabbing themselves, black children killing them. And somebody had the audacity to come in the group and say, I'm sure that boy was raised by a single mother. I was like, hey, please, just rephrase what you just said. First of all, why should single mothers be the one to be blamed? We also have single fathers, but single fathers are never mentioned. It's always a single mother. That's one. Two, why should it be from a single family that the child committed this crime? We have a lot of children out there who commit crimes and they have both parents. It has nothing to do with the single parent. It's about what your priority. Who is your priority? Is your priority your lifestyle or your children? Is your priority your drinking, your women, your men, your clubbing, your money, your work? Or is your priority your children? It doesn't matter if you're single or not, but the fact that single mothers are already condemned by the community or society, or they're already seen as failures bringing up their children, that is hard enough and challenging enough than you now coming to raise your own children as a single parent. But like I said, as a single parent, the best thing you can do is put your children as your priority. These men or women will always come in your life. Don't focus on, I must have a man or I must have a woman. You don't must have. It's not a need. Having a husband or a wife is not a necessity. We've confused want and need. Having a husband or a wife is something that is our heart's desire. We desire to have a man. We desire to have a wife. That is your heart's desire. It's not a need, because a need is something you cannot live without. You can live without a husband. You can live without a wife. So when you're a single person and you have those children, concentrate on your children. Let them be your first priority. When they get of age, which they will definitely get of age, then you can start thinking, you know what? Now I can start dating now. But you can't, because once some women come into your life, they're Jezebel spirits, or some men, they will come into your life and they will destroy your children that you've worked so hard to build. Because they always say that a building, it takes years to put a building up, but it takes seconds to break that building. So if you allow another man, a son of a Jezebel or Jezebel herself, to come into your relationship and destroy your children that you've worked so hard to bring as a single person, what is that? What justice are you doing for yourself and for your children? So your children should be your priority, regardless.
Wow. Very deep there. Don't bring a Jezebel. A husband or a wife is. There are young women who are watching here that their relationship did not work, and they have one child or two children. So for them, they that pressure of a single parent, the names, people will always call you names.
Yeah.
It is part of life that any single parent should accept. They will call you, they will blame you, especially for the women. They will blame you, they will say you are the worst one, you are the one who did a mistake. It's part of life.
Yes.
And as you have said, in some cases, those same women want a man as soon as possible. Yes, I need a man. What if I never get married? So she's 20, she's maybe let's say she's under 30. Maybe she's 25 or she's 28 or she's 30 or even under 35. But she begins having this pressure that I cannot be a single mother forever. I need a man. Some of them, they come to my show, the Meet and Mingle show every Saturday and Sunday. And they really, really want a man. But I don't know. Let me ask the viewers, why do you need a man at that specific time when your children are very young? Tell us on the comments there. You are a single parent, you have a son or a daughter. What is the main reason why you really, really want someone in your life? Before your child has even grown to understand what is life and maybe this person will come and mess up your child, like what Lydia is saying. The son of Jezebel might come with the things that can poison your child completely and ruin everything that you're planning for. Tell us on the comment there as we keep on going. Lydia, I've seen a very interesting comment here.
Yeah.
You can always throw in some questions. There is a question here by, where is it? By Razao Gabriel, which is also talking about the three topics: the discipline, who is responsible, and the challenges of a single mother. This is what she says. For my daughter, she didn't want to go to school because her sister went and shopped for her. So what I did is I called the police yesterday. My question is, did I do wrong? I don't really understand, yeah?
For my daughter, she didn't want to go to school because her sister went and shopped for her. So what did I do? So what I did is I called a police yesterday. My question is, I don't understand. The sister shopped for her.
I don't know whether it's Razao's sister went shopping for her instead of Razao doing the shopping.
Okay, and why is the police being called if just the shopping is done? Is it shoplifting?
She doesn't want to go to school. The daughter doesn't want to go to school. Maybe the daughter doesn't want to go to school because the mother is not the one who did the shopping. The shopping was done by another person. So the daughter is very annoyed and doesn't want to go to school. This is the manipulation you're talking about. That these days kids can manipulate you. It's like your sister doing shopping for your daughter to go back to school. And then your daughter says, Mommy, I can't go to school. You didn't do shopping for me. Why did you tell Auntie to do the shopping for me?
But that's manipulating straight away. That's gaslighting.
Calling the police, was it a good idea? Calling the police for the daughter?
I don't think calling that. I think it's not that deep. I think calling the police that went too far, because as well as parents, we have to be very careful when you call police for your children, because then they might end up with a criminal record. Okay, there are things that I used to work with all these social services and a lawyer as well. And she said that sometimes when the children go, and that's why I always told my children, because when the police arrest your children outside because maybe they abuse the police, or your children can be up to no good when they're outside. They can do anything there. And especially now we are living in a white man land. They'll just arrest black children for nothing. So I've always told my children, when they arrest you and you rather call your parent, you're in trouble with the parent than signing any document. They let our children sign documents. You're not reading it. They just give it to you and say, sign here. As a parent, you don't have time to read that long document. You sign it, you've signed your child's life away, or your child have signed their own life away. They have a criminal record. Wow. And when your child have a criminal record, that means that your child will not get to work. Your child will be struggling. So before you call the police, is it really worth it to call the police? There's some situations you can call your sister, your brother, your friends, yourself. You don't need to call the police.
Wow. The same question here, the same concern here, Colette. So we are now shifting slowly to the topic of the day. What are the biggest? Of course, all these topics which we are discussing here with Lydia, the mother of this topic is the challenges of raising a teenager. And you see here, Colette Dixon says, one of the most difficult we have is raising a child without a father or a mother. But for you, you have said it is challenging. It is not. Lydia, what did you say? Raising the children.
Challenging. It's not
challenging.
Hard. It's challenging, yeah.
What word of advice do you have for Colette Dixon?
So the Colette said one of the most difficult we have, maybe situation we have, is raising a child without a father or a mother. Of course, it's challenging. It is challenging to bring up a child with one parent. But it's something that I said last time, Benjamin. It's not a job. It's a responsibility. So if you have a responsibility, you're not going to see this responsibility as hard. You're going to do it because it's a responsibility. Of course, it's difficult, but don't forget that this child did not ask to be brought in this world. And that's what a lot of parents do. A lot of parents treat this child like the child asked to be in this world. You abuse the parent, the child, that they're stupid like their dad. The dad is abusing the parent, you're ugly like your mom. So this child is caught in the middle. The child that did not even ask to be born. They are caught in the middle with abuse, right, left, center. But as a parent, that's why I said it's your responsibility as a parent, as you mom or you dad, to look after that child. So if one parent was to walk away, because you've been used to doing it, to do everything, you know how to discipline, you know how to cook for the child, you know how to do this, because you've been doing it by yourself anyway. So it's going to be challenging because the man is gone now. So if the man was going to one school to pick one child and you're going to another school to pick one child, now that is where the difficulty comes in. That's where the challenging comes in. And that is when you can now start doing this. It's called support system. You can now get support system around you. Support system is when you go to these mothers clubs. There's mothers clubs. There's parent clubs. You go to parents clubs, or you can even start a support system yourself. So you look at parents who are around you, parents who are people who are around with children, single mothers. Go and talk to them. You guys start a support system yourself. You're saying, okay, my children finish school at 3:30. If one parent can pick them up today, okay. If one parent can stay with these children tonight, let the other parents go out for a drink, for just music. You know, you need that break. So you can create a support system around yourself, within yourselves, and that a support system really, really works.
So in your explanation, the last part of support system, which most of these parents lack, did you raise your children with having some parents that you agreed?
I did have my neighbors, my support system.
The neighbors, you talked with them, and then all of you realized, wow, you are raising children alone on your own.
Yes. I even had times when, with my support system, I even had when I left my children in the house by themselves, I told my support system, I said, okay, I'm going out, my children are home. So somebody just go and look for them. Somebody will come and knock and know, oh, the children are okay. And then somebody else will do it. So you have to have that support system. It's challenging as a parent.
It's challenging, yeah. It's a must, but it helps a lot.
It helps a lot.
Because the pressure is too much. You get tired, you get exhausted. And you need to just go away. Today I'm not with the kids. At least I can breathe.
Yes.
People need that space sometimes.
Yeah. There's even a time I took my children to America. My sister stays there. I took all of the three of them. I was left by myself in the house for 3 weeks. I was left by myself. For the first time,
3 weeks alone.
Yeah. But I knew that they are in safe hands. I knew that where they are because they were with my sister and my mom and their nephews and nieces. So I knew they were safe. So I could have my me time.
Wow.
I miss them dearly because we're so used to being together. But also for your own sanity, you need that.
You need a break.
Yeah.
You need a break. You need a break to breathe.
Time out.
Time out to re-energize and go back again and do it. As we go on, we have another concern here by Florence Okwama. That's a good answer. Kindly explain this case. They were a man divorced or separated with a mother. The most painful thing is that the man takes away the kids from the mother and asks for upkeep plus school fees from the same mother. The guy only promises to give the kids when he can also come abroad. So this lady, I think, is abroad and the man has taken away the children and is controlling the lady that send money for school fees. And if you don't send it, you will never see the children. And I've received this kind of stories a lot in my inbox of another parent taking away the children. I know for you are very lucky to be together with your children.
Yeah.
If this situation, and we want to ask the viewers, Give us your opinions there on the comments. If the other parent takes away your child, what is the first thing to do? Or how can you solve this situation? And if you're watching this live broadcast and your other partner has taken your child, please comment there. Say, I am in that same situation. I know there are ladies who are in that situation. You can imagine your ex-husband takes away your 3 daughters from you. Umesema tu So if he takes away the 3 daughters from you and wants money from you, if you don't give money, you don't see your children. Please talk to this situation of Florence. What can she do?
First of all, I would say I feel for Florence. That is a very sad situation. But I also want to come out because sometimes I like being an advocate of the other side. Sometimes a child is better off with the other partner. Not in Florence's case, but I'm just saying that first before I come to Florence's case. I'm saying sometimes a child is better off with the other partner because you see a mom. Now, let me talk about the mother first, and then I'll talk about the father. So you see the mother probably is somebody who just drinks alcohol. The mother is somebody who doesn't look and care, look after these children. The mother is somebody who brings every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the house as boyfriends. The mother is somebody who just don't care, to be honest. So that child, and then we have the father of those children, who on the other hand is somebody who is stable, is somebody who is reliable, is somebody who can actually look after these children properly. In that case, there's no point of, we see some people who are very, very selfish. That's because she's a mother and she had those children. I want to be with my children. But yet you're harming those children when they're staying with you than when they're staying with their dad. And the case is reversed. The dad as well. We have those men who say, these are my children, I want them. And those children are better off with their mom than you. But that is just another scenario.
Another side of the story, yeah. Because we don't know the whole story, yes.
Yeah, that you don't have to be selfish. You need to let the other person who can look after these children, look after the children. That's one. Two, in a case where the mother is okay and she's doing well, and the father probably is also okay, but blackmailing the mother that if you don't give me this, I'm not gonna take them to court.
Wow.
Take them to court, but make sure that every conversation you have is either recorded or documented. It's not just word of mouth, because this person can go and say, I didn't say that. It's the woman who doesn't want to come and see the children. So make sure you're always writing text. Everything is documented on text, on recording, that when you go to
all
court,
the evidence, yes.
Exactly. When you go to court, you have the evidence. And also, if they look at your life and say, okay, can you actually cope with these children? They can see that you can cope with the children. Your life you have a very good lifestyle that you can actually deal with these children. Because the man can turn around and say, look at her. She cannot even cope with these children. She always have this. But if your life is stable, just make sure that everything is documented and take them to court, because that's the only way. Like me, example, my ex comes that he wants my children. I think the court will even laugh at him before they even say you can have them.
So the first step is to report them to court, but keep the evidence. Evidence here is very important. Even audio calls, the threats this man is giving you or the other parent, you record all of them and you keep them somewhere safely, because they will need them in the court.
And make sure you're never rude to him. Make sure you never threaten him. Make sure you never abuse him.
Because it's two ways. Some woman can abuse him and also threaten him. He will also be keeping the evidence. He will also be keeping the evidence and say, even me, he threatened me.
Yes.
Yes.
And then they can even use it against you and say, if a mother can talk like this to me, the father of the children, how will somebody like this, how can I trust somebody like this bringing up my children? So you have to be civil in your messages.
Wow. Florence, I hope, and you see here in the comments, we have another lady who is in the same situation as the Kenya Rebecca. I hope she's going to find out a way of reporting this, maybe the father who has taken away the children from her. Even Samson from the US says, go to court, that is kidnapping in America. In America, that's kidnapping. But maybe in Africa, people think that it's okay. Do you think that in Africa, some parents just think it's okay for the other one to take away the children?
They don't even know what kidnapping is in Africa. They'll just come and demand.
Yeah, I want my children.
I want my children.
Can we also blame, like, when I hear these stories, it's sometimes I want the parent to like you mentioned, to keep record of all the evidence of everything that this person is saying or threatening. It's very important to keep the evidence. But also, this woman, like Asekenya Rebecca, this mother, she must take an initiative to go and report.
Yes.
Go to the courts. Nobody's going to help you to get back your children.
No.
Go and report. Even if the person has threatened you, reporting is much, much better. But they say, some of them say, if I go to report, I have to bribe. The law courts will not listen to me. The police will always side with the other man or the father of the children. I am so scared of going there.
If you're scared of going there, then you're not really desperate to have your children back. You're not desperate, because even if you go to the police, all those, they want this, but there's documentation that you went to the police on the 30th of April. So even if you go to court now, you can say, Judge, I went to the police on the 30th of April. Nobody helped me. I spoke to Inspector so-and-so. Make sure you take names. Make sure you write. Every time, I even tell my children, every time you're talking to somebody on the phone, make sure you write the date, the time, and the person's name.
So they shouldn't be scared to go and report.
Well, if you're scared, that means that you're not really scared to have your children back, because I'll do anything it takes to have my children back.
Like Mary Kigonya says, I was there, but I reported him, and now I have my baby girl.
Thank you, Mary.
Yes. So, Asekenya Rebecca and any other lady who is watching us, and your son or your daughter has been taken away from you without your knowledge, please make sure that you record evidence, keep the birth certificates. All these documents are very important. If you can't get them, go back to where you gave birth to your son or your daughter and have that document to prove that you are the parent, and report them to the police as soon as possible so that you can have access to your child. Joyce Andia Isadia says, I am a single mother of 3, but he cannot take my kids without my knowledge. He can never do that. No. Never ever.
No. Okay. But as well, we need to also advise our women out there, especially women. It cuts abroad. It cuts across, by the way. It cuts across. But this is especially women, because statistics show a lot of women are always the ones in domestic violence. Women are the ones that are always left behind to look after children. The statistics show that a lot of single parents are women. But we also need to advise our women that they need to come to a lot of women. Probably they don't want to co-parenting, okay? Because probably the man left her in a very bad way, and the man has another woman. So she's like, no, your children has nothing to do with this. I always tell my children, talk to your dad. Their dad was a very horrible person to me, but not to them. Talk to your dad. So it's up to them. I'm telling you, these children will reach a time where they're now older enough. They're like, I don't want to talk to dad. It's their decision. It's not your decision to make. It's their decision. I don't want to talk to dad, or I don't want to talk to mom, because they've seen what you're doing. But we need to come to a place where we can agree to co-parent. We can agree to disagree and co-parent, but don't bring the children. Don't let the children be the ones that are suffering because of our disagreement.
What about the mother who says, oh, he doesn't support financially, so he can't see my child?
Yeah.
Atoi pesa.
Yeah, but that's not it.
Yeah.
But that's not it. The children are not there because of material stuff. The children are there because that is their identity. You cannot say, oh, because she doesn't. I've even seen parents who are changing their children's their surname because the dad is not helping financially. I can understand when there's abuse, when there's rape, when there's molestation. I swear that man should even rot in jail, and I'll never allow my children to see them. That's a different story. But when we're talking about finances, you cannot value, your child is priceless. You cannot put value of money to your child's head because the father is not helping financially. He'll never see these children. That is wrong. That is wrong because your child is priceless. You do your part as a mother. Let the father, if all he wants to do is just come and see his children without even a bread in his hands, that's fine. Let him see them. Because these children will now see when they're older, they'll be like, hey, lakini ufade. Anakujanga hapa daily, bila hata mkati. And I expect mother apatiaje mkati hizi zote.
Because I received a mail like that 2 days ago, a lady who has a 4-year-old daughter. 4 years. The daughter is always asking, where is daddy? I want to see daddy. So she sent me a message and say, Benjamin, my daughter is 4 years, wants to see the father, but the father does not support financially. The father abandoned her together with the child. So she was asking, what should I do?
We should let him see the child. It has nothing to do with money. Your child is priceless. You cannot put value on your child's head. It's personally, I will still let the father see them. It's the dad. That's the identity. Identity is more important than material stuff. And even these children, when they are now much older, if you start to explain to them that, oh, I did not let you see your dad because he wasn't providing, they will not even understand that. To them, it will be like, but you are providing, you are working, so what's the big deal? I'm telling you, these children have crazy thinking. They will let you down, you'll be surprised.
They will even abandon you and go back to that ex that you are saying, oh, that ex is a very bad guy. They will like him more than you because you are denying them. You are denying him to see him.
Yes.
Like what Irene is saying there. Yes, let the kids have peace, talk to both parents. And also, says Quinton says, don't make your kids suffer. Financially is not a problem, but he can advise them, especially for the male kids.
Exactly. Because don't forget that those children is like butter na jam. So no imkati ni butter na ni jam. When you put them together, when you take them out, the butter and jam will be here, the butter and jam will be here. So they're together, you cannot deny it now. So if you deny your child the other partner, the other parent, whether it's a mom or a dad, you're denying that child a piece of them. You're taking a piece of them away from them. They will never be happy. They'll be happy for a while, but they'll never be happy. I'm telling you, Benjamin, I had a case of a woman. The husband was a Tanzanian woman. This girl never saw the parent, never saw the dad. But when she was going to get married, the mom now told her that, oh, we need to look for an uncle to give you away. She said, no, I don't need an uncle. My dad is going to give me away. And the mom was like, your dad is not here. She said, no, I've been talking to my dad. This girl, I've been talking to her dad for almost 3 months without the mom knowing. The mom cried and she felt some pain. The girl didn't care. All she wanted is for her dad to give her away.
The real dad, not any other person.
No uncle, the real dad. And this mom had told us so many bad things about the dad. This woman raised this child by herself. She has 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys, by herself. But when this girl wanted to get married, what did she do? Denied the mom totally. And that's what will happen to you. If you deny your children to see the other parent, it will happen to you.
It's a very painful situation to find yourself in. Wow. And what about this situation here, Lydia? Welan Firi, my ex doesn't help the kids. And I was willing for him to see his kids. But then he doesn't care to ask for them. The other parent doesn't care at all. What happens to that situation? Now that if a lady decides to allow the other parent to access, but the other parent doesn't care, what should she do?
Well, that is now you've given him the chance, but he's the one who said no. You see, that's different. And make sure as well, these things, you've documented them. So when your children are older, you say, my lady, I did this. So you're telling your ex, when are you coming to see your children? Of course, you respond and say, I don't want to see them. You see, you have something now. That's for you to keep. That's for yours, for your peace of mind one day, because these children will turn away. They can turn against you. That's one. 2, even if the children are now growing up, asking you about that, don't tell them anything bad about your dad. Oh, he doesn't want to see you guys. Don't say that, because that's rejection. Straight away, that's rejection for children. Some children cannot handle that rejection properly. So don't say he doesn't want to see you. Just say your dad loves you so much, but he's busy. I don't know why he doesn't want to come. He's busy, but he loves you. Just assure the children that your dad loves you as well, but he can't see you because of ABCD. But if you start saying them at that young age, that's rejection. But you've given him the opportunity to see the children. He's the one who have refused to see the children himself. That's fine.
Wow. So this is for the sake of the peace of mind. You are taking away the blame. I did my best. I never denied any access. I asked him to come. He didn't come. So that is not my problem. It's not my wish. And you don't take any blame. But for those who are denying, then there's a problem there.
That's different.
All right.
But with her, she didn't deny it. She didn't deny him.
We're almost winding up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Lynette Mauti has another situation. And if I may ask, I separated with the baby daddy 6 years ago. He has never had access, the baby, even a single second. No basic needs. And I come when I get another man I want to marry, who wants to marry me. Then ng'ombe anajitokeza eti anadai watoi. What can you tell such a useless man? Even the baby doesn't recognize him because they were young. So this man who is coming back 6 years later and wants the woman.
Okay.
Yes.
The man is not coming back for the woman. The man is coming back for his children. Okay, it's still okay. What people don't understand is don't use your children as scapegoats. Don't use your children as excuse. And even your ex, the person who is going to marry you, that person has to respect the father of your children, regardless. He's the father of your children. First of all, don't call him names. Don't call him names in front of your children. You can call him names anyway. I call my names every name on this under the sun. But
kama huyu ameitwa ng'ombe, this one is a cow. Ng'ombe is a cow in Swahili.
Mbuzi mpaka kondoo yote.
Ngamia.
Ngamia, kila jina under the sun. But you don't do that in front of the children. That's one. Two, even if he comes back after 10 years, that he wants to see his children, allow him to see his children. And he has to know that now I'm getting married to another man. So both sides, your ex has to respect the fact that you're getting married to somebody else and respect that space. If he's coming to see his children, aingi kwa nyumba, children wanakutana naye huko nje, they do whatever they are doing, bring the children back. He has to respect that you have a husband now. Your husband too, that you're married to, has to respect the father of your children, because this is the father of your children. So he cannot say, huyo mwanaume simtaki hapa. That's rubbish. Akisema mwanaume simtaki hapa, he cannot do that, because that is control. That is he narcissistic or what? He cannot tell you that. So everybody has to respect their space. But even if he comes back after 10 years, allow him to see his children. Those are his children. You see, Benja, let me tell you, you see these women who have children, and I know it happens in a white man's land so much. I don't know so much about Africa. If you had children and you are not in the right space of mind, you even throw that child outside, you give that child out, whatever you did. The day now you say you're better, you're healed, your sanity is back, you're taking it, they'll give you that child back. You've seen that so many times. Because they say that when you had the child, you were depressed, they will give you that child back.
It's very easy in the UK or abroad for the government to take away the children because you're not being responsible. They take away the children.
Yeah. But when you're now better, you can claim I was depressed. Now you're better. You're in a better space, frame of mind. They can give you your children back. So it's the same thing. If that man was an idiot and he went for 10 years and now he thinks, oh my God, my children, he wants to come back and see his children. Let him see his children.
Wow. Thank you. Another situation here, says Quinton, what about you're separated and got married again and the stepfather doesn't allow the collaboration? Now you get another boyfriend or another husband and this man does not allow the collaboration between the kids and their biological father. You see?
That's a no. That's a total no.
You even mentioned it, yes.
Yeah, that's the father, first of all, does not respect you or does not even respect the children. How can you tell me that the biological father is not allowed to see the children? How? And that is why I always say that when your man is coming into your life, a man is coming into your life, or a woman is coming into your life, on the first day, even before you say yes or no, I have 3 children. I always tell any man that I meet, I have 3 beautiful girls. My first daughter is this age, my second is this age, my third is this age. And they also have a father. So if you're coming in, you have to respect my children and love them as you love and respect me. And also you have to respect their father because they have a relationship with their dad. Even if they don't have a relationship with their dad, the day the dad will say, I want to see my children, it's their dad. You cannot deny those children their dad. You're denying those children a piece of them.
After all, you're not their father. You're not their father.
And they'll resent that stepfather. They'll resent him. They'll resent that stepfather for doing that to them.
So in this case, if he doesn't allow this collaboration or co-parenting to continue, is it a good idea for the lady to do away with the man and the relationship?
That's a man who does not value your children. So anybody who does not value the sanity of my children is not worth my time. The sanity of my children comes first. And if the sanity of my children is to identify with their identity, who is their dad, and you are denying them that, then you don't have a good will for my children.
Beautiful. Children are priority in this situation. At the end of the day, your priority is children. You're the CEO of taking care of your children. If somebody is messing up with them, that means they do not respect you, and they are also affecting your children's life together with your life. And you don't side with that man, because there are ladies who will side with a man because they also want to protect the ego of that man. Oh, this man is now my new husband, is my new boyfriend. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
I don't want to hurt his feelings. For how long? If you're walking in eggshells, you're walking in eggshells. Oh my God, I don't want to hurt his feelings. So what happens the day you hurt his feelings? Or you walk on eggshells forever? What happens the day you hurt his feelings? And your children should be your priority. It's not about another man. It's your children. So if another man comes into your space, they have to come into your space, appreciate, love, respect you the same way did the children. And if you want the children's sanity, so let me tell you, now you're in this relationship. The man say he doesn't want the children to see their biological dad. The children now, their peace of mind, their sanity is just affecting their mind. Okay, so there's mental health start coming in, mental disorders start coming in, because they can't see their dad and they really want to see their dad, or they're seeing their dad in secret. When they come in, they can't talk about about their dad even with you. What kind of a life are you putting your children just because you want to have a man? Let that man go and jump in River Thames. I can't do that. No way.
Wow. Okay. I hope some people are taking notes here. We're almost winding up. So Lydia, very quickly, as people are continuing to give in their inputs there on the comments, the topic was about but we are still addressing this main topic here, the common challenges of raising teenagers. And I don't know what you could say about, there's something about negative body image. It's very hard for teenagers, both boys and girls, to appreciate the way they look like. It's really, even for people who are old enough, somebody is 40 but still does not appreciate the way they look like. But for teenagers, it's worse, because you want to stand out. You want to be seen as the most handsome. I remember when I was a teenager, I had these pimples on my face. I used to apply a lotion, a cream called Mekako. Sijui kama unajua Mekako, but that was in Kenya. And because I was light skinned, those pimples were very outstanding on my face, and I used to feel very ugly about them. So I used to apply, and the more I was applying, the pimples could not go away. So it was affecting my body image, and I felt really bad in school. And even the other classmates nicknamed me, oh, Benja ule wa mapimple. Briefly, as we wind up, Lydia, talk about this body image. Because one of the challenges is raising teenagers is the way they accept their bodies. How have you managed to make your daughters not to have a negative body image of themselves?
Oh, that wasn't easy, Benja.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy because I have two of mine who are small, and then I have one of mine who has followed their dad's side. I always tell like, you follow your dad's side, and it's not a bad thing because your dad is part of your blood. So don't feel like, oh, why do I look like dad and this one look like mom? It doesn't matter. But it's from they're young, you have to keep on telling them how beautiful they are, how their skin is nice. My children will never bleach. My children can even go out. They don't wear makeup. You see, there's some children who cannot leave the house without makeup. But my children will always live without makeup. Sometimes I even tell my daughter, just wear the eyelashes. She'll be like, no, I don't want it. So they're proud of themselves. But there's something as well that came one day, and all the girls were like, they want to have a big bum and they want to have this. And my children started buying some powder and some things. And when I saw it, I put it in the bin. I said, sweetheart, don't worry. Your mom was like that, but your mom was skinny like that. And look at me now. I'm big. I'm fat. So your body, because we are straight. I say, no, stop. But I had to talk to them. I had to keep on talking to them and telling them, look, guys, you don't need this. You don't need to have a big bum. You don't need to have this. You're okay the way you are. And then even the big one now, because even her now, she's feeling like, oh, she's big. So even her, you have to talk to her and tell her the way you are. And she's so proud of the way she is. But you as a parent, because people out there will call them names. Oh, you don't have a bum. You don't have breast.
And with social media is worse. Social media is where I meet ladies who say, that most African men want a lady with big bums. That's the belief they have.
Yes, that's the belief they have.
Yes.
Because that was trending.
Yes.
It's all over. Like even today, I went to the shops and this guy was talking to me and I was just like, I just did this and I left. And my daughter asked me, she said, "Were you wearing your jacket?" And then I said, "Yes." And then I said, "Why did you ask that?" "Oh, because maybe he saw your bum." And I said, "Because these men just like bums." And they said,
Yeah.
so that bum thing is a cultural thing. Even though my kids was born here, but they still have that mentality of it's a bum thing.
If you have bums, then you're more beautiful and more sexy. You have a flat tummy, then you're really beautiful, you know?
Yes.
So talking and reminding them that they are beautiful the way they are. You did this over and over again. There's something you mentioned in the past shows. You always told them something that you
always
are
beautiful. Because
which words did you use?
Yes, when my daughter was 5 years, we used to go to school and her friend was a white friend. So one day she came to me and said, "Mommy, why am I like this? I'm dirty." I could not believe she said that. But it's because she was going to school with white people. So she looked at herself and thought, "Why am I like this?" She didn't understand why she was like that. And that's when I started. And now my daughter is 24 and I still say it. I told her, "You are a black, beautiful African princess. A black, beautiful African princess." And she said, "Oh, so the girl, she's not a beautiful black." I said, "No, she is not an African. So she's not a princess like you, but you are an African, you're a princess." And then I told her, "You are more than a conqueror." And I told her, "You are a leader of men and a follower of Christ. So just follow Christ. Don't follow men. Let men follow you because you're a leader." And before they leave my house, sometimes I say, "Honey, sweetie, who are you?" They say, "Oh, I'm a black, beautiful African princess. I'm more than a conqueror. I'm a leader of men and a follower of Christ. And I stand out and I don't fit in." I say, "Well done. Go to school."
You can go to school.
So saying that all the time, helps the children to understand how beautiful they are. I'm telling you, my daughter's teacher called me one day to ask me if my daughter is a real princess. I said, "Why are you asking me that?" "Because of the way she cuts." I said, "Yes, she is a princess." They were asking if she's because she actually believed, when I told her that, she actually believed she was a real princess of Africa.
And in the UK, the royal family is a very big thing.
Yes. So I think constantly, because it doesn't stop. Remind your children how beautiful they are. It doesn't stop.
Okay. Even for the sons, the boy child, remind them that they're handsome.
The boy child. They're very handsome.
Very good looking. Very good looking. You see here, I saw this comment here. I was putting it there on the screen for the viewers to see. Where is it? By a lady called, I don't know if you have seen it. Did she just delete? Lynette Irene. "This is a story of me. I ran away from home. I looked for my dad. Bila mam kujua. And dad saw me last when I was 2 weeks. Akaniona nikiwa college. So the last time the father saw her, she was just 2 weeks old. And now, the second time the father sees her when she's in college. So she had to go and look for the father." So this thing will happen for your children. The more you are denying, at one point, the child will go and look for this man or this father by themselves.
Yes, they will. Because there's a piece of them that they feel is missing, Benjamin. There's a piece that is missing. So for them to be full, for them to identify with that piece, they won't look for their mom or they look for their dad. They will look for them.
Even just to see them and see, oh, this is the guy, this is the man, this is the woman.
Yes. Look at Lynette. And even the last time we were having a program here about identity, there's a lady who said the same thing. She felt that she was missing something until she identified with her dad. She had to go and look for her dad. So there's a piece of you that is missing, and to find that piece, you always say, "I want to see how my mom looks like." Even if they told you your mom was a drunkard, your mom was a prostitute, your mom was this, but you just feel like, I just want to see how she looks like. Even if you're not going to say hello to her, but I just want to see her. That's my mom, or that's my dad.
And that brings me to a very sad story of a lady I knew from Uganda who also never saw the father, but just 1 week before going to see him, the father died.
Oh.
Just 1 week when she had found out exactly where he was located, and she was over 25. And then finally, 1 week before the time she was planning to go and see him, then the father died. And she's very affected up to now as we are doing this show here. She told me that story, and obviously she blames the mother 100%. She
Yeah.
blames the mother, doesn't like the mother anymore, and continues asking the mother, why did you deny me all these years to go and just see this guy? I wanted to see him. And I hope from these shows, any parent who is watching, they will understand that that part is always going to be missing. The same way
Yes.
you are very lucky to know your father, to know who he is and where he is, even though he left you guys, it is different for your child who doesn't know where the father is. It's totally different. You, as a parent, you can be lucky. You know that the man, this is the guy, he was a bad guy, he left. But now you can imagine if your child doesn't know, how does the child feel every day? How does he feel? And the example I like using is the children. When I was still teaching, the children, when they go to school, most of their discussion, they talk about their weekend plans. Oh, last weekend I went here. Last Easter I was here. They talk about their parents, and it's so unfortunate that this child now cannot speak or join the discussion with the other kids. Sasa yeye ana story, hakuna kitu anaambia watu. Yes. So finally, I want to ask you one more point here, Lydia, before we go, because time has really gone. There's a time I asked the viewers about who is the role model of their children. Not a celebrity, absolutely not a celebrity. In your case, Lydia, and I also want to ask the viewers, put there on the comments, who is the role model of your children? In your own experience, Lydia, who should be a role model or hero for the children?
Of course, a parent. Because you're the first thing they see when they come out. When they're born, you're the first thing they see. You're the first thing they see all the time in the house when they wake up. So why would you now want your child to see somebody else as a role model? You should be the role model of that child. That means your behavior should be on point. I know we are human beings and we make mistakes, but now you have a responsibility and you have to think of what kind of mistakes am I making right now? Because there's somebody who is looking up to me. And if I fail, they fail. If I fall, they fall. If I'm sad, they're sad. If I'm happy, they're happy. Because they're looking up to you. So you as a parent should be your first child role model, and probably the only one for that matter.
Not a social media celebrity, a famous man, a famous woman that they are following closely. And social media is just 1% of life.
Because
it's just 1% of the real life.
Exactly. Those things on social media, most of them are fake. Most of them are fake. You see all those celebrities that here, then tomorrow you hear they're suffering depression, some have committed suicide, some are suffering with alcohol. So if your child was their role model, and then tomorrow they find out that this person was struggling with pornography, this person was struggling with suicide thoughts, who is that for your child to be their role model? So if you are the best role model for your child, because you know what you're doing good and what you're doing bad, you should be the best role model of your child.
Thank you. So Lydia, any other thing you would I haven't I wanted to mention quickly the bullying. Bullying is one of the biggest challenges that teenagers are facing, whether it's at school or and even here in social media. I don't know if your daughters have experienced real bullying. Briefly talk about that experience, and what advice would you give? Even the parents who are watching us here, your children could be bullied at school and you have no idea. For you, you think that your child is in a boarding school in boarding school in Kenya. Oh my goodness. One day I will share those stories. That was real bullying. We were bullied, and even it reached a point where some of the students burnt the other students. They planned and went to their dormitory where they were sleeping, poured in their petrol and burnt them because the student leaders at that time when we were studying, they were allowed to cane us if we made a mistake. So they had so much powers compared to the teachers. But when I look back up to now, even though it made me to be who I am, that was real bullying and abuse. Talk about bullying. How can a parent control this bullying to the children?
Well, I don't think a parent is really in control of bullying, but you can control your children bullying other children. You can talk to your children the importance of, because if you're bullying I just saw my cousin lives in Italy. She was just here watching the show, I just saw her. She just said her best friend, she just got news now when she was watching the show that her best friend's daughter committed suicide in America just now. So I'll talk to her later and ask her for what reason. But it's good that you say that, and this bullying topic just came in because there's some children, because it's all in our mind. The mindset of other people are stronger than the mindset of other people. So if your child is, I always tell my children, imagine you are the reason a child has committed suicide. How do you feel? So I think to reduce the bullying is parents who are supposed to talk to their own children, not to go out there and bully other children. Because if we all played our part talking to our children to not bully other children outside, there won't be bullying. But if some parents take it, some parents don't really care. Some parents are the one bullying other parents, because even at workplace, everywhere, people get bullied. So if your children are seeing you forever bullying other people, your behavior, it will trickle down on them, and they'll copy your same behavior and go and bully other people at school. So I think it's important for parents to talk to children about the importance of not bullying other children. The repercussion of bullying other children. What can happen if you're bullying other children outside? But some children cannot take it. But if your child was being bullied and they came and spoke to you about it, I think the best thing is, because you have to be careful, because if you go to school again and say it, they'll be bullied more, because they're going back to the same school tomorrow. So I think it's just to teach your child how to cope, how to have a defense mechanism of coping with bullying. Don't respond back. Just walk away, because these bullies are cowards anyway. But if you respond back, and that is when you're now giving them the adrenaline to keep on talking to you and bullying you. But if you totally ignore them, I always say ignore, and ignore.
It's just like in social media. If you ignore a bully comment, if you ignore the comment, the bully feels defeated, because nobody's recognizing me. I just bullied Benjamin. Exactly. I bullied this show. Nobody's responding. No, and another bully will reply.
Yes,
they form a gang.
Yes,
yeah.
And if you don't respond on social media, they maybe one of your posts, they'll come to maybe this post and say something negative. They see you're not responding. They'll go to another of your posts again and say something. You're not responding. So they'll just keep on going to your posts and saying something, because they want you to respond. Because a bully, if you ignore a bully, it really hurts them
so much.
It defeats the purpose. So that's why I always teach my children, ignore. And at the same time, I also talk to them, don't bully other children, because the repercussion can be toxic.
Yes. Wow. Sorry about your friend who just lost the daughter who committed suicide. How old was she? Do you know the age?
I don't know. She just said it on your show. She's just there in our show now, now.
So sorry about that. It's a very unfortunate thing to wake up and find out that your own child has done that, has taken that decision. And that's why we have these shows. But we don't wish any of our children to go through that. I think it's one of the worst things a parent to wake up to hear that your child has finally taken his or her life.
Yeah.
So Lydia, I would like us to finish there. And I want to say thank you so much for this show today. This is our 8th edition. So next week on Monday, we will continue. On Monday, not on Tuesday. Every Monday we'll be here same time together with Lydia. And very soon Lydia will be bringing her own daughters. Remember, she has 3 daughters. We need to talk to them. And also you as the viewer can engage them and ask them some questions, so that we can get to know them better, and how Lydia has managed to raise those children here. So we want to say thank you so much for watching this show. Thank you for everyone and each and every one of you who decided to share this live broadcast. You have no idea, maybe from you sharing it, you already helped another parent who is going through something. You have saved a soul, you have saved a child, and you have saved the society. So we want to say sincerely thank you for sharing. So Lydia, how can they always get you? Please tell them how they can get you.
Well, my name, just the same way my name is there on the screen. So my name is Lydia Tett Olet. That's the best way you can find me on Facebook, or message me if you want to talk to me, or you want to tell me something, or you're concerned about something, or you have a question that you need answered. My name is just Lydia Tett Olet. And every Monday I'm here with Benjamin, and every Wednesday I do different shows every Wednesday, but most of my shows on Wednesday is about domestic violence, because I'm one that want to empower our women. So that is me. So thank you very much for watching. And for my cousin who's in Italy, say, I'm so sorry about your friend. And also things like this, Benjamin, that's why I always say that I appreciate your platforms, because you talk about so many different things that affect our day in, day out lifestyles. So you don't know who you can save, but even if you share something, or if you even tag a friend, or even if you talk to a friend, you don't know what you can say or do to save somebody. Because even me, I have a very close friend of mine who the son committed suicide. And we saw the video of what this boy was going through just before he jumped off the building. So if somebody at that time could have just said something small to this boy, he wouldn't have jumped. So look after each other, take care of each other, and call your friends frequently.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you. I hope to see you next Monday. Thank you so much. Lydia Tett, are you on Twitter? Somebody's asking. Are you on Twitter?
Twitter, I don't even know. I'm not very good with social media.
Facebook.
I know I'm on Instagram.
You're active on Facebook.
Yes, and on Instagram. Lydia Tett Olet, Instagram, Lydia Tett Olet, Facebook.
So from us, me and Lydia, we want to wish you all the best in your parenting skills and you're raising your children. May God protect them, and whatever wishes and desires you have with them, even if you're together with your children or they are far away from you, may the God that protects our children do the same to you and give you more wisdom on how to raise them to become better and make better decisions as they get older. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lydia, and thank you, viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this show. Thank you so much. Remember to follow this Facebook page if you're watching for the first time. I want to leave with you there on the screen on how to find me. Check out my TikTok videos, Benjamin_Bogonko. Very short videos there. Please go there. If you're a TikToker like me, go and follow me there and see some of the videos there. God bless. I love you. We love you. And take care. See you next Monday.